Hello, hello 6M. How are you all? So today I'm going to discuss and analyze a particular poem of Walt Whitman, American poet. That is, there was a child went forth. So let's analyze the poem. The poem is very simple. The text is also very simple. So I'm going to just analyze it so that it becomes very much clear to you. So this poem was first published in the 1855 volume. The name of the volume is Leaves of Grass. So there it was number 25 in the 1856 edition. And in 1860 it became number 9. And in 1871 the number section disappeared. There was no number. And in 1881 it took its place in a volume called Autumn Rivulets section. Now, on the surface level, the poem is merely an account of the poet's childhood and of the various scenes and sights which he looked at and which he always remembered. Now, the obvious themes of the poem is what the theme is all about. How a child gathers experience or knowledge in the world. The poet remarks that everything that the child sees become a part of himself. In the process of assimilation and digestion. To prove this remark, the poet describes a large number of things and persons, that means both animate and inanimate objects, with whom the child had his contact. Now, in the first place, the poet described lilacs, is a flower, clover is a plant, the song of the foy bird, the old drunkard, the lambs, you can see the foal means the young horse, the calf, the hens, I talked about, like the apple trees, like the old drunkard staggering home because he is intoxicated, he can't have his balance. The school mistress on her way to the school, the friendly boys and the quarrelsome boys, the fresh-cheeked girls and the barefooted Negro boy and girl. So all these he has seen, and the poet is going to describe. These are all he saw it during his childhood days, and he still remembers. And these things has become a part of himself. In the third, he describes the child's parents. He that had fathered him, and she that had conceived and produced him. They're talking about the parents. Finally, he depicts men and women crowding in the streets like horse-drawn vehicles, in the village, the river, the tumbling waves, etc. So he describes all these things which he had seen during his childhood days. Now, what he says more in this poem again. Now, all these things and persons become the part of the child who becomes a symbol of eternal incomings and outgoings, you can say. Thus, in the whole of the poem, the poet jumbles the country and the city scenes together. That means both the countryside, you can say the pastoral and the rural as well as the urban for self till it expands and achieves total identification with all creation. Such, you can say, cosmic consciousness is a cosmic consciousness, all embracing and universal, develops through various stages like pastoral, social, psychological, and the poem is a record of such an expansion and growth. Now, let's analyze more. Now, in the first stage, you can say, the child's consciousness absorbs and assimilates the various scenes and sights of the world of nature, and each of them become a part of his nature. In the next stage, the growing self becomes social and assimilates the world of man in society, and it becomes a part and parcel of his inner being. And in this way, the self undergoes further expansion, like men and women from different strata of society, from different profession and age groups fuse and mingle with the inner being. You can say, I've already said, like the old drunkard, the schoolmasters, the school mistress, the friendly boys, the quarrelsome boys, and the Negro boys and girls. Now all contribute to the expansion of, you can say, a democratization of the self. Again, the thing is that all this becomes a part of the poet, and he becomes a part of them. There is, you can say, mystic fusion of the self and the non-self as a and a cosmic harmony including both nature and man. Now, the third stage is reached when the child's developing consciousness can think of the early family life and remembered the, what can say, the childish dreamy speculation and doubts about the nature of reality. The consciousness, you can say, the consciousness ultimately is matured, and it can move freely from the present to the past, and from the, you can say, from the concrete to the, you can say, abstract, from the concrete to the abstract and the spiritual. We have now come to a point where self can define the, you can say, define the family situation and its mystical speculations and doubts. Everything natural, you can say, a beauty, love for man, familiar relations, and sacred thoughts have a way of becoming an integral part of this uncanny child. All these experiences are, you can say, germane to the evolution of his epic consciousness. So this was all about. And another thing is that the poem is also rich in its power of evoking concrete, and you can say the visual images. It has created lots of visual images. So all these things we find out here. That means how a child, after he takes birth, or when it comes to this world, he experiences each and everything in this world, whatever he sees, in his way of life or day-to-day life, on his day-to-day activities, the each and everything become a part of our life. Now take an example. Suppose if I ask you what you did in class nursery or in class KG or in your school days, you can say. Okay, if I ask you, say me one of the most important thing of your life, so you can say, because that particular thing has become a part of your life, and now you are measured, you can think over it. But when you did it, okay, like during our school days, we are very much notorious. We did lots of like silly things, mischievous things, but we never knew that it was mischievous or it was something naughty. But now, at the present moment, as you are matured, you can think yourself that how naughty I was during my school days, and you're repenting for it, and sometimes we also laugh. Okay, like it has become humor for us now, that what we did, like our teacher should ask lots of things, and we used to sit in the last bench and we never replied or never did our homework. But now we have become very much matured, and we do lots of things. Okay, so all these things, all the past things and past events, situations, circumstances has become a part of your life. Okay, so, here the writer or the poet wants to say that the experience we gathered from the past and what we feel in the present moment, that is important. Okay, so the poem is very simple, and I have analyzed it in a very clear way. I think you understood. If you have regarding any question, you can ask me. So in this way we will go on. We don't have other way to go. So stay fine, stay happy, stay at home.